All right, it looks like we're ready to go. I am Lupe. I'm the director of the Women's Poker Association. Oh no, I'm not. I'm the president of the Women's Poker Association. As you can see, we've had an evolution in the year that we've been around. When we started off a year ago, I was the director, the executive director, and this is a volunteer job. Every single one of us, you guys, myself, every person who is involved in any of the operations of the Women's Poker Association is a volunteer. And saying that means that our lives change. Sometimes we become very dedicated in what we're doing and we can devote a lot of time, and then perhaps life will change and things, people have to move on to other things. But one thing we know for sure is nobody ever leaves too far. They just step away from the role of their duties and then they become supportive in another way. And that is pretty much an intro for all of you guys. Every one of us is a volunteer. And as an advocate, you pretty much are the voice, the face of the Women's Poker Association out in the trenches. A lot of us are behind the scenes that are on the board, but the advocates are front and center. And, if it looks like any of the duties that we assign, or that if you feel like there's any of the duties that come up that you won't be able to really participate in, I don't want you to feel like you have to do every single thing, okay? I do want you to be able to do the best you can. And one of the beauties is you know your friends and you know the area that you live in, and you can always recruit friends to help you. Let's say you can't be at something, but you really would like to have a presence. Just, dial up one of your friends and say, listen, I'm looking for some people that are close to me and I know that I can count on you, and would you help me without, and ask them for whatever it is. So that's one of the beauties of a volunteer organization. Oftentimes when we are engaged in something and somebody approaches you and says, hey, I'd like you to be involved in the Women's Poker Association. The first thing they're going to ask you is what? How much does it cost? Right? That'll be the first thing. The beauty is that this year we have gone free, and that is because of all of the founding members the first year of the Women's Poker Association. We had the Royal Flush members who paid at a $300 level. They will enjoy kind of like the elite status throughout their lifetime membership of the WPA. And our Queens members paid a $30 membership for that year. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have had our funding to be able to start the organization in the way it needed to, because everything costs something, that. Even if it's a domain name to put our address on the internet, or all the wonderful swag that we're enjoying right now, these signs that we've got back here, everything has a dollar amount to it. But we've been fortunate and blessed to have had those founding members help fund us. I'm going to open up my little agenda. First things first, the reason that I'm even speaking to you today instead of Rebecca, who is in charge of all the advocates, is because Rebecca is sick. If you see any of the other people that are here, she is here and she is listening, but she's doing it from her bed. And if there's something that comes up, she's going to throw it in chat, or she's going to text me that she wants to make sure. But she gave me this wonderful agenda here to review with everybody and make sure that you all have any assignments. She is feeling better because she finally went to the hospital and got some good drugs, but she's still under the weather. So we hope that Rebecca feels better very, very soon. So basically anything that has to do with the advocacy program, don't call me. Okay, call Rebecca. Post it on the advocate board or send her an email at rebeccascales@wpa.poker. And Rebecca's name has 2 B's and 2 C's in it. So it's Rebecca Scales at WPA.poker. Okay, so one of the things, if you've been to the new website, which we're really excited about, is that the new website has all the advocates listed in it. There's a lot. It's very exciting to see how many women who have actually come up and stepped forward to volunteer their time and to put the energy into having a role with the Women's Poker Association. There's been some bumps in the road trying to get things off the ground. We bit off a big project, not just identifying people who wanted to be involved, but processing them, and also looking at some promotional things that we wanted to ask our advocates to help us with. And in doing that, we recognized that there were so many areas where people are that we had to regionalize the advocate program. So if you look on the new WPA website, there's a tab under About and it says Advocates. Every one of those people in there have an assignment to a region that they're in. There's like the West, there's Northwest, or no, it's not West, like East and Northeast and Central, and all these different places. Wherever it is that you are is where your advocate group and your concentration of work will be, okay? Because we've regionalized this, we need to come up with a plan that identifies with your area. Some of you have a whole lot of other people in your area that will help you, and some of you are lone souls that you don't have hardly anybody to help you. But the goal is, if you are one of those lone souls, is to identify people that you know, or people that play in your area that can help you, and kind of form like a little committee that would help you carry out some of these duties. The other thing that we're going to be doing is, in each region, we're going to identify kind of like a regional director for the advocates, out of the advocates that are in that area. And the reason being is just to streamline communication. That doesn't mean that any one advocate is more important or less important or any of that. It strictly means that for communication purposes, to go from the board to Rebecca's program, for Rebecca to be able to go to like 5 people or 8 people instead of 80 people to communicate it, it's so much easier. That being said, we're also going to regionalize Facebook groups. Once upon a time ago, back in the day, LIPS had a regional program, and it was but this was on a national level, United States wide, not internationally level. No, international level, except for Canada. Canada was included. But we created a Facebook group for every single state. And we're going to transfer all of that stuff for LIPS, because it really needs to be about the Women's Poker Association, not about LIPS. And as you guys know, LIPS is a poker tour. WPA is not. We're an educational program. We are a program that supports other women who want to play. And we also are in the game of trying to identify other women who play the game and to bring brand new people into the game of poker. So it would be best utilized as a WPA product versus a LIPS product. So Kitty is in the process of helping me translate all those. And then what we'll do is we'll get the advocates that are in that region to be responsible for those groups. That way you're talking to the people who live around you, basically, or the people who are near you by state. Because some of those states, like especially up in northeastern area, I mean, there's like, oh, wait a minute, there's 13 states, the 13 colonies, right? That are really, really, really close together. And a lot of area can be covered, or a lot of states can be covered in one small group. So look for that. And if you have an interest in being a regional director for your region, please let Rebecca know. Even if we have multiple people that are interested, we really would like you to be somebody who kind of knows people. You don't have to know everybody, but it would be nice if you had a kind of a, like if somebody says, hey, do you know so-and-so who plays in your area? You probably have either heard about them, or you already know them, or whatever. It just helps to be a little more familiar than to be a total stranger with everybody who's in your area, okay? So if you have an interest in being a regional director, please let us know, let Rebecca know. Pretend I'm Rebecca today, okay? I just want you guys to know. The other thing I would like you to do is to email Rebecca, and we want to know what your home casinos are. Where do you play? are you playing in a casino? Are you playing in a home game? Do you play in a bar league? Where do you play? We want to know so that we can make sure that we develop the programming that is good for where you play. Help you move your region along, basically. And if you haven't heard, one of our biggest focuses is to implement the Raise It Up campaign. The Raise It Up campaign is a social media movement to encourage poker players to raise up the respect levels while they're playing, to raise up the fun levels while they're playing, so that ultimately we can raise up the growth levels of poker players in poker. And we know that we aren't always on our best behaviors at the table, but if we're wearing a patch that says WPA, you damn well better be on your best behavior, because we will be the most criticized. People will look at us, and if we behave badly, you can guarantee that we're going to hear it, even if it's not directly to your face. Somebody will be like, oh, well, I was sitting next to a WPA representative and la, 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 la. And you know how people talk. So we want to live, breathe, walk, talk the Raise It Up campaign. We want to be the examples of what it is to have the face of somebody who is respectful at the table. Rebecca was just sharing a story with me of a lady that she played poker with the other day. And I'm probably going to get this wrong, but basically she was an elderly woman. She was sitting at a hold'em table, a limit hold'em table, with people who looked like they've been playing limit hold'em for a century. And she had all the chips at the table pretty much. She was sitting there. And so they already didn't like her because she was winning. But they tried really hard to intimidate her by saying things that weren't really nice. And, oh, hey, Rebecca, I know you're listening, but I'm not exactly sure how that goes. But it had she turned to them, and without raising her voice or without being ugly or anything else, she said something to them about.
You want me to tell it, Lupe?
Yeah, go ahead.
She said, I haven't said anything disrespectful to you, and I can play whatever cards I want. She's like, I don't disrespect you because I don't disrespect myself.
Isn't that nice? I don't disrespect you because I don't disrespect myself. I thought that was a really nice message. And apparently after she said that, they all shut up. They never said another word to her, and they all played nicely. It was kind of funny, but I thought that was really, really cool. If you guys have any questions while I'm talking through any of this stuff, and I know I'm just kind of like generally talking, I'm not really getting into the meat and potatoes of things right now, but you can utilize the chat feature and go ahead and put your questions in there. Okay, so there's not only the Raise It Up campaign, but if you, like, let's say, for example, you live where there's a casino. Our advocates, at some point, we're going to ask them to go to that casino and discuss the Raise It Up program with the management there. For example, I live really close to Sam's Town Casino, right around the corner. You know, I've patched up with my WPA, and I've patched up with my Raise It Up, and I have my little flyer that talks about Raise It Up, and just to talk to them. There has not been one casino manager that has turned us down so far. Now, they don't really know what it is we want from them, but we do have a flyer that addresses what we would like to see happen in their room. And really, it's something that most of them already do. For example, they almost all have codes of conduct for their casino, for their employees. They also have rules of conduct in their poker rooms. Do they always enforce them and endorse them? No. But we are there to let them know that we would like to see that happen with the campaign, with the Raise It Up. Liz, you have to unmute yourself to ask the question. No? Here, I'll unmute you.
No, unmuted me.
Okay.
I don't know. It sounded like somebody was driving down the road. That's all. I couldn't hear you because I was like, wait.
Okay, I'm
So
going
could
to
you
mute
repeat that?
anybody who is not talking. So I'm going to mute. I think I've got everybody. So if you joined us late and you're not muted, I'm muting you. But if you would like to ask a question, put it in the chat or unmute yourself so that you can ask the question, then mute yourself again. Okay. We have all of these materials already. They are in the Google Docs, which we will share with you. And there's also a file feature in the advocacy program, the advocates group. So we can load up all that kind of stuff. We haven't gotten so far as like building those materials yet, other than like printing them, but we do have the files. We also find that it's so much cheaper just to go to that fella or that woman who runs the room and say, listen, can I get your email? I'd love to send you the information. Get their email, you know, and let us know what it is. We can send them the little packet. It's a little packet that talks about it. And ultimately, we would like to see all the rooms say, listen, we are part of the Raise It Up movement. It's important to poker. If we're going to grow the game, that we start elevating the behaviors in poker. You know, a lot of these people could use some elevation. Maybe it's not in every room, and I find, from what I understand, it's not as bad in other parts of the world as it is in the United States. But you know, it's a global game, and online, I know it's not that friendly. And there's a lot of people in the universe that are playing online that we can't play. But you know, we want that message to permeate. There is a frame on the, you know how you put your picture up on your profile on the Facebook page or whatever. Well, we put up a frame that says Raise It Up, the little logo, and you can add it to your frames if you'd like to do that. We would love to see you do that. We've only ever done one frame. We need at some point somebody who's a graphics person to literally create us a frames library so that we can, Bernadette, you're waving. Do you want me to unmute you? Okay, go ahead.
My friend's daughter here, this is Laura.
Hi, my friend.
Oh, she don't want me to show her,
Oh, okay.
but she does that for a living. Right now she's working for, she did Lyft, and now she's doing logos and what do you call it? Logos? Illustrations for Facebook.
Okay, so we're in love with her already.
Oh, you will be very much in
and
love
if
with her.
that is something, and hopefully she's a poker player or has an enthusiasm for it.
No, she's not.
Well, let's get her going. Let's get her going.
Her mother said not that she knows of, but she will be wonderful at making logos. She's really did some terrific work.
Well, if you could get her in touch with us, we would be more than grateful, because there's a wealth of need in our organization for sure. And we know that we're only, what is that, 6 steps of separation to Kevin Bacon or whatever the hell theory that is. I believe that we have the same thing for anything that we need. We know somebody, or we either ourselves are talented in a certain way, or we know somebody who is, and you know, if they're willing to volunteer some of their time and their talents, we welcome it. So please.
So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to put her in touch with Rebecca?
Yes.
Give her me. Give her my information. Lupe at WPA.poker.
Okay. Okay, I will.
And if you guys need my phone number, 702-460-8431. You just have to go to the website. It's on there. My number is published around the world. So I get the weirdest calls. But that one I would accept.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and mute you, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. So really, that's exactly what we're talking about here, is that, you know, we definitely need to identify people who can help us with whatever our missions are. But you guys are our mission when it comes down to spreading the word about Raise It Up campaign. Tara, who is on our board, Tara Gugliano, she is new to our board, and she is also creating a social media packet for all of us. She will share it in the advocate group. And basically what it is kind of like a, I don't know what to call it, but it's kind of like a tagline stream that you put at the end of every post. So anytime we post something in social media, it does the hashtag, blah, 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 hashtag, blah, blah, blah. I don't know all that stuff, but she does. And she is creating it for us so that we can copy and paste it anytime that we put anything out. Like if we post a picture of us playing at a game somewhere at some casino, you know, and it'll do the hashtag, you know, WPA Global or Raise It Up or whatever it is that we're doing. And you'll just be able to copy paste and put it into your stuff. So apparently, and I know I'm not saying all of this right, but apparently when you use those kinds of hashtags or social media markers, they all get tied in somehow on the web. And people who follow those hashtags will get pinged because they follow it. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like if you follow me and so on and so on and so on, like the Albertsons old commercial, then everybody else will get a message as to what WPA is up to. And that's kind of what we want to have happen. Okay. So Tara's going to supply that for us very shortly. Actually, she's working with some expert people apparently. Sandy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right. I have a question, suggestion, whatever.
Okay.
When we go out to the different poker rooms where we play, would it be feasible for a poster with our logo on it and then the Raise It Up logo, and then perhaps what Raise It Up means, the major points of Raise It Up, so that we could take that to the tournament or the poker room manager and show it to them and have them post it within the poker rooms.
Girl, you snot.
Well, I can't design shit. I am not artistic in the least, but if somebody else would design it, I mean, I think it'd be cool so that we could take a poster and give it to the poker room manager and let them put it up somewhere where everybody could see it. And so because I've had a couple people already ask me about my little Raise It Up badge, that I've used it for a card marker a lot of times too. But they've asked about it, and it's like I could tell them a little bit about it, but if we could put all of our objectives on that little poster or something, maybe we could put them up in the poker rooms.
Okay, really quick, what I'm going to do is share my screen with you guys. Hold on. Let me find it. Okay, you should be able to see this. This is the Raise It Up flyer, and we also have it in a banner that people can order, a retractable banner. We have it in cards, several different things.
Yeah.
So
I've got a lot of the cards. I just was, that'd be awesome. Okay.
This is a flyer size, but we also have a retractable banner size. And what we decided to do is to, instead of supplying it with them, we're just going to give them the file and they can print it themselves however they want. They can put it up as a lollipop stand, as a retractable banner, or as a flyer for their, whatever they want. But yeah, baby, we've got it down.
Okay, you've already got it done, and you already thought of the idea. Okay, good. We're good.
No, the reality is Rebecca has been working very, very hard behind the scenes on all this stuff. And like I said, but we are just now getting to the point where we can now implement the program because it needed you guys. You are the peeps. You are the people who are going to do this for us. Because we're only, a couple of people, but if everybody's message is the same, and we even have a letter and all this stuff that we can use, when talking to different, I'm literally not just saying casino managers. I'm saying casino people, poker league people, people that are playing, that are organizing poker in any way, whatever that is happening in your community. Because you know it looks different everywhere. I mean, I live in a senior mobile home park. Can't believe I'm a senior that can live in a mobile home park, but I am. And we have a community center, and they play poker every, I want to say Monday night or something like that there. I just found that out. But it's interesting to me that poker is being played in all kinds of different places. And if we can, you know, utilize these tools everywhere, we're giving the same message. So yes, we will do that. It'll become a little more formal as we roll out these programs. And that's why we needed this meeting today, so that we could talk about, you know, regionalizing everybody, and then the process that will take place for implementing our programs. If you have ladies events that are taking place in your region, and if you go to the to the WPA Poker website, and you look on the schedule of ladies events and you don't see it listed, please send it in so that we can, and get as much information as you can about it, the day, the time, the buy-in, the chips, the levels, and if they even have a structure sheet that is being published somewhere, just send us as much information as you can. It's okay if somebody else has already sent it in. It's better to have 1 or 2 people sending it to us than not getting the information at all. Because if they are not a Player of the Year program partner yet, we want to contact them and let them know what our program is, so that they, when somebody talks to them about is this a Player of the Year qualified tournament, they will go, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Hopefully they will actually add our logo to their structure sheet. But even if they don't, it doesn't matter, as long as they send us the results and we have that partnership with them, that communication. So that's really important. If you could please help us with that. I'm going through Rebecca's list. She's got a lot of stuff here. Okay. There's also a new program that's been developed. There's a gal, Patty Amano. She is a PhD in education. She wrote a 3-week poker lesson, and it's geared for women who don't play poker at all. People that don't know a straight from a flush or a spade from a heart. They don't know anything about poker. And the program is called the WPA Startup Program. If you see that we have 3 programs that will be in our educational portfolio. The first one that has been implemented was the partnership with the WPT Learn, and it's called the WPA Warm Up. And that's basically a lesson that will take place before a tournament to give people pointers and just, you know, kind of get some, you know, some thoughts to our play, and then utilize that opportunity to have a satellite with the participants, and then they will win their way into a whatever event that is. If it's a ladies event that's coming up, or if it's a slightly bigger buy-in that's going on, just depends on where the location is and what's being offered. But so that's the WPA warm-up, and then the WPA startup is the program I'm talking about right now, and that's for the newbie. That's for the little coffee clutch that goes on down the road that you learn about, and we can approach and say, hey, have you guys ever thought about playing poker? Or it's for the bingo ladies that already play a game, but they don't know anything about poker. Or even if you have a casino in your area, that we can approach them and say, listen, we want to invite women to play poker. And this will help your numbers overall if we can introduce more players into the game, you know, and have this little startup program where we can teach this. It's super easy. I mean, anybody who plays poker regularly, and you guys all do. So just basically following the curriculum that she's already developed is super easy to do. And you know, we work with them, and even if you don't feel comfortable being the teacher, I'm sure we could find somebody who lives in it close to you that would help you in starting this startup program. It's getting, like, we're doing our very first one that we're doing is in Lake Tahoe. It's there's a little casino called, I don't remember. It's not a little casino now I think about it. I think it's one of the bigger casinos in Lake Tahoe. Yep. I don't remember what the Harrah's one is called there, but anyway, it's that casino. And they're going to have one. And what they're going to do is they're going to put, they also have a hotel that's attached to it. And they're going to put a little business size flyer inside the room key cards. And they're going to invite any of the women who are staying in the casino to come to a lesson and, you know, bring them in and let them do that. So there's a lot of ways to invite people. They all have email blasts that they can shoot out to their players. And you know that most casinos love women because they spend the most money in the slot machines at a casino. It's the women, okay? So if they can keep the women there playing poker, they can also keep them there longer and they'll probably play casinos. So we're gonna have to trick those little casino operators into thinking that with us, okay? So, but that is the ultimate goal. And that program is something that our advocates can do. So now we're talking about the Raise It Up program. We're talking about, you know, if you feel like there's a way that we can do a Learn WPT, or it doesn't have to be Learn WPT, but a WPA warm-up before a tournament that's happening out in your area, we would happily, you know, help you coordinate that so that we can get it done. If there's a cost involved with like there is with the Learn WPT, but they do it for like a minimal cost, just because it helps them get their branding out there as well for people who want to learn, you know. So it's a mutual beneficial relationship. And even if it isn't Learn WPT, but it is another educational program that exists, we will be happy to help, you know, coordinate that with the WPA warm-up program. That's a lot of stuff, right, that can be done regionally. Identifying your women, getting them involved in the Facebook page, making sure they sign up as members on our because I hope you guys understand this. Being a Facebook member is just it's just for information. They aren't true members until they register on the WPA website to become a member, okay? The reason that it's very important that we do that is because if you were an accountant, let's say you're a CPA, and you knew that there was a CPA website or a CPA Facebook page and you went and signed up on it, but if they were having a conference for the CPA people, and the only way that you could get a discount to attend the CPA accountant thing was if you were a member of the CPA association, now it's reasonable for you to want to go and become a member. And that's exactly what it is, because we need to have our numbers solidified as an association, because this is the only women's poker association on the planet where we were established that way for a reason. Bernadette, you have a question. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Harvey's, yes, Sandy Harvey's. Here, I'll unmute you, Bernadette. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I thought I had seen something on I don't know if it was a WPA page or somebody had posted something that men were welcome to. Is that true?
No.
And men?
No.
All right, I'll inbox you.
The only men that are welcome on our Facebook group, really, is men that are in the industry. For example, Matt Savage, Jack Ethel, people that are tournament directors or casino
The tournament directors in the casino.
are affiliated with the poker world in some way. Okay.
Okay.
They are not members of the WPA. They are members of the Facebook group.
The Facebook group.
Yes.
But men are not on the WPA association. No men.
Not yet. And I'll tell you that we, let's see, who's on this call? Well, let's see. Rebecca's here. Jana's here.
Is Sharon on the call?
I'm looking for board members. Should we discuss the male, the what's upcoming for the men?
I'm here.
Should
Should
we?
Sharon?
Should we share
Yes.
that?
Oh, okay. I think it was Sharon, didn't you? Wasn't it you that posted something that men were welcome to?
I don't know, but that's not the case. We're not opening up the WPA to men in general at this point. We
Okay.
do have, I'm going to share it with you, but this is kind of like not ready for publication. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This
Okay.
is like real important that you understand that, because we don't want people talking about it until it looks good. It's,
Mhm.
branded, it's prepared, with how we explain it, all that stuff. We have a program that we are developing for the men who support women in poker. And it's called the Purple Tie Guys.
Okay.
And the tie only being because men wear ties, not our men, but it kind of symbolizes men. And the Purple Tie Guys literally is a logo that men can use that say, I'm a purple tie guy. And that means that they support, that's the men's division of the Women's Poker Association.
Okay. I was just
support women in
because
poker, that they are, supportive of the Raise It Up movement. They can throw a patch on them if they want that says I'm a purple tie guy.
That's what they were asking me. They were asking me for patches.
Be involved with us, but
Mhm.
yet not be an official member of the WPA. They can be a
Okay, but-
member of the Purple Tie Guys.
And they could be a member on Facebook.
Well, we'll have a Purple Tie Guy section. That will
Okay,
be
so
for-
the only men that for right now, because that's what I was also asked, and I wasn't sure about, was when I went to the casino like Tampa, and then I just came back from Dania Beach Casino, and I didn't know what to say to him, whether or not.
Just tell them it's coming.
Okay. Well, yeah, they wanted to know if they can join like the Facebook. So the club manager, the tournament directors, they can join the WPA Facebook.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I understand.
And they are welcome to interact with us as long as it is about women. And sometimes we'll have somebody who joins us and they don't understand that it's not an advertising platform for every tournament that they're running in their poker room.
Yeah, and then I got a little
For them
confused.
to share what's happening in their poker room for women.
Yeah, I went to Tampa Hard Rock here a couple of weeks ago and had a little hard time discussing it with the tournament, the poker room manager. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing, WPT is hosting, they're having games this coming up week, and there's no ladies event or anything.
It is truly up to the casino. The WPT only negotiates the main event. And when there's a series around the WPT presence, it's the casinos, they're called lead-up events. That's up to them. They are encouraging everybody to do it.
So hopefully next year.
That they have had a lot of support from the women in the southern region of Florida. And so they're not wasting their time is what it is.
That's kind of what I got from the poker manager.
Right. But
so I'm trying to change his mind.
That means that we have to amp up something specifically for the women down there that isn't on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. when everybody's working. We need to educate them.
Okay.
And that's us. That's our job. And
I told them I'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the only thing that we can do until they're ready to kind of, and what's really hard for me is when it's the manager is a woman and they don't want it. But that's common. Welcome to my world. I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah,
but
he was pretty much, we have enough women.
I'm sorry?
He said, oh, look around. We have enough women. I said, well, why not want more women. And yeah,
how do I put this? You will always find that people who don't want to participate have a reason. And it's because they haven't elevated their own consciousness as to why it's important. Bottom line. But we can help them with that.
okay.
You know, and it might not be that they want to do a tournament. It might be that they want to do, you know, a lesson, or it might be, you know, something else. We will massage the situation and so that it fits and grows. And quite honestly, Southern Florida is a hot spot of poker. There is no reason that we can't do something special and specific.
It absolutely is.
But it's going to take time and planning and all kinds of things in order for it to happen. But you know, that's a future. It's a future plan. You know, right now it's let's scratch the surface and just say, I'm from the Women's Poker Association. I would love to help you support women in your room. How can I help? You know?
Dania Beach. I went to Dania Beach Casino.
They were all over it.
Lupe, there was 19 players, $6,000 guarantee. 19 players. Last month there was 32, and both the club manager and the tournament director wanted to work with me. Well, that's out of my region, but they were surprised and glad. You came 3 hours, a 3-hour drive to do this? Absolutely. Yeah.
But you know, that we're going way off topic, but I'm going to tell you that I've been doing this a very long time. I can help them be successful, but frequency with women doesn't work. It has to be no more than a quarter, once a quarter, no more.
That's what I was wondering. Why are you doing it once a month?
But I will help you help them, you know, or if that's what you want to do. But but really, it's at this point when you get opposition from any kind of management about, oh, we have enough women, or you know, or we are the opposite. We don't have any women to play in here. We're not really interested. You know, the reality is it's literally just breaking down the barriers, figuring out what it is that why there is a barrier, and then finding an avenue to make them open up some. That's all. You know, it's just relationships, and we're all about that. That's what we're about. It's to create relationships, and a long-term one, you know, and make it fit where it works for them, because that's the only way we'll get any support, is if it works for them. Okay, let me move on here. Shit, hold on. Oh, edit, I didn't cuss. All right, so now the other piece of the puzzle, or the most important for our advocates, of course, is our volunteer opportunities. Now, granted, not everybody can do every single thing for everything that we need, especially because it might be in an area that you don't live in or whatever. But if you want to participate with anything that we are up to, you know, from all levels, you just tell us if there's something that you have an interest in, that you hear about something that's happening and you want to be interested in volunteering to work with us. We have the Purple Party that's coming up. It's going to be, this is all Ladies Week stuff that I'm going to be talking about, or here in Vegas that's coming up. We have the Purple Party that's happening on Tuesday, let me look, because I'm terrible with dates.
19th? 18th?
The 18th, yes, Tuesday the 18th at the Ballywick at the Orleans. It's a little restaurant. It's kind of a cool little hip place for 1 hour. It's literally going to be just a quick mixer. Everybody get together, say hello, make sure we pass out patches. If you guys are there, please wear your patches and your purple hoodies and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fucking 115 degrees out there, but we're going to be wearing our hoodies. And, you know, if you would like to come, we do have a few things that we need help with. So if you're there and you would like to help us with something, you know, just let's see, Tara and Jana, I believe, are kind of coordinating.
I think I signed up.
Very good. And really, the most important part for the advocates is not sitting on your butt at the mixer. Get up and introduce yourselves to people. If there's somebody up there you don't know, just say, hey, hi, I'm Lupe. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Conversation starter, you know, and we want, as not just the advocates, because we all don't know each other either, but introduce ourselves. If you are an advocate, let them know. Let people know that you are and where you're from. And secondly, ask people where they're from and make sure that they are aware of the advocates that are in their area, and just say, hey, you know, you can always look up on the website and see what area you live in, and you can learn who your advocates are if you'd like to get involved. You know, just kind of, it's kind of like a promotional opportunity, as well as, and it's 1 hour. So you're not gonna be able to talk to everybody, but, you know, zero in on a couple people, say hello, that kind of thing. We're gonna do our raffle is our ticket sales for the raffle is going to happen there. We are doing $20 raffle tickets for seats to the ladies WSOP, and we're guaranteeing at least 2 seats. We did that in an hour at our little pajama jam welcome party. We actually Liz won a seat. Liz right there, she won a seat, and Donna Lawton won a seat from the, we raised enough money to send 2 people in like an hour. So we think that we'll probably do pretty well. The other really good news is that the World Series of Poker is embraced the WPA, and they are giving us 2 opportunities. The first one is the day before the ladies warm up, so that Wednesday. Is it Tuesday and Wednesday? Shoot. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Tuesday all day, and Wednesday up to the warm up, the ladies warm up that they're doing there. They are giving us a table outside the Rio in the hallway there, where we can sell tickets, and we could talk about the WPA, and we can, you know, hand out our business cards and all that kind of stuff, and patch people up with the WPA and all that good stuff. So if you are not playing on that day and you would like to volunteer some time to work sit at the booth, and we're going to take pictures with everybody that stops by and that kind of stuff, please let me know. You can shoot me an email, lupe@wpa.poker, and just tell me what your availability is. I'm also going to post kind of like a schedule of what we need, and then it will, if you already sent me an email, I'll plug you into those times, or if there's another time that becomes available. Or, you know, if you bust out of something early and you want to just come over and hang out, we're totally welcome for you to do that. Liz, I think you have something to say.
I actually took off that day for you all day, so I'm going to give, you've got me all day.
Yay!
I took it off just for you.
Yay! That's fantastic. I'm putting a big.
So put me on your list. I'm not sending you an email, just so you know. You've got me all day.
Fantastic. Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Liz. The other thing is too, is at the warm up event, they are giving us a table on inside the event area, and we'll be able to talk about the WPA, sign people up to be members, and all that kind of good stuff right there. So for us to be embraced by the World Series of Poker, from the WPT, from like the Australian Poker Tour, the Canadian Poker Tour, you know, some of these entities that are you know, tried, true, established, and revered in our industry, is huge for the WPA. And we want to make sure that our reputation stays above board, I guess. I don't know what the word is. We need to elevate our reputation. In other words, you know, remember that anytime you're wearing a patch, you're representing. And especially when you're around WSOP or the WPT, because those are huge entities in our poker world, and they're global, you know, so we want to make sure that our relationships stay intact there. Let's see. Oh, I've only got 10 more minutes. I got to hurry up. And my phone keeps shutting off. Okay. The TDA Summit is taking place on Thursday, Friday, June, when is it? The 27th or the 28th? Why don't I know this stuff off the top of my head? Let me look at my personal calendar. I'll have it there. The TDA Summit is when all the tournament directors from around the world come for a 2-day summit. And basically what they do at that summit is they go through every single rule that is a tournament rule, and they dissect it. They look at it, they talk about it, they decide if it needs to stay that way or if it needs to be updated or if it needs to be reworded or whatever. And the TD Summit is the 28th and the 29th of June. It's a Friday, Saturday. The WPA is the volunteer squad for that. And basically what we do is the night before the TDA Summit, we gather up and have some pizza and throw all the promotional and the TDA rules and all that stuff into a bag. And the WPA this year hosted the bags. We sponsored the bags. So the DDA Summit has their logo on it, and it says sponsored by Women's Poker Association. It has the Raise It Up logo on it. So they immediately are going to know what the hell if they don't know what that is, they're going to get an idea. And inside the bag, we are going to put on a card, a 5x7 card that has postcard size. That has all about the WPA and on the one side, and how we are seeking advocates for their rooms and that kind of thing. And then on the back, it's going to talk all about the Raise It Up campaign. And we're going to affix the metal Raise It Up logo pin, the little magnetic pin on that, so that each one of those people that are in there will receive one. Those are the people who attend this are poker room managers, tournament directors, and sometimes directors of poker operations. There's over 200 to 250 people that attend it. It's literally the meat and potatoes of the tournament world. And if we can start identifying our presence with those people, it will help us when we have a later conversation and reach out to them specifically about being involved with the WPA. So if you'd like to participate in that, and if you have some time, the TDA Summit really is the night before, which is the 27th, and then the morning of the 28th and the 29th is because we handle all the registration. When people come in, we give them their bags, we give them their badges, we sign them in, they're good to go. We also do the mic holding, like if somebody has a question, we take the mic around the room so everybody can hear what they're doing. It's very interesting. If you've never been, it's pretty, it's kind of boring if you aren't interested in the tournament director's rules, but it's kind of fascinating if you are. Because if you're a tournament player, you get to really have a conversation or listen to the conversation about the rules and how they're made. It's pretty awesome. We're kind of excited because our logo is up on the TDA board on the stage and stuff, so that's pretty awesome. Sherry Plascata has volunteered to be our photographer, and she is going to bring her camera during the summer here. We want to do some publicity kind of photo shoots with our advocates in your hoodies and that kind of stuff. If you would like to participate, we're going to do different things because, we do ads and things like that. And it would be so much better to really have the faces of the people who are doing the WPA work instead of the people that I have to go over to a stock photo place and find a picture of a girl. It would be so much better if it was our true advocates. So if you would like to participate in any of those photo shoots,
Did you find me?
Let us know, because Sherry's going to coordinate those photo shoots for us, and we'll do some at the events that we're at. And the other thing that she'll do is she's going to coordinate some action shots that people can submit, also, that it can be part of our advertising and the pictures that we pull from for our different media needs. Oops, I lost you guys. I lost your pictures. There you are. Okay. Okay. Whenever somebody asks you about the WPA, please direct them to the website, not to the Facebook page, okay? Because if we take them to the website, they'll register as a member. From the website, it has the social media icons that they can click on, and it'll take them to the Facebook pages and to the Twitter account and all that good stuff. So remember WPA.poker, WPA.poker, WPA.poker. And well, one of the other things is that people think that there should be a .com there. It's not. Poker is the last part. So it's www.wpa.poker. The .poker is the .com, okay? So tell people to go there so that they know where to go. I kind of talked about this other part. Have you ever heard of the rule, shit rolls uphill? Do you know what that means? Okay. Who knows what that means? Chris, you're waving your hand. I'm going to unmute you, Chris. Go ahead and tell us what shit rolls uphill means. Hold on a minute. Let me unmute you. I can't unmute you. Can you do it?
Did it work?
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know how. Unmute. Mute
There's a
me.
little mic. There's a little microphone.
I'm going to mute you.
It's not
Bernadette.
working. Mute me, Lupe.
That's why it keeps going to your face. I sent her a message. Shit rolls uphill. No matter what we do down here, everything rolls up to the top, period. Shit rolls uphill.
Right.
Just like shit rolls downhill too, but more uphill. Yes.
Well, in other words, if you have an issue, you're upset, you want to complain, whatever it is, that's something that's organizational or within one of our members, do not put it out in the public. You talk to the person who is either one of your peers or above you, okay? So if you've got something to bitch about, don't put it on the WPA Facebook page, put it in the WPA advocate page, okay? Because that's where we will get things resolved. It doesn't look good when management and you guys are part of the management. I mean, you definitely are. You are the advocates and the face of this organization. So if you have something to complain about, don't do it with other members. Do it with your peers, another advocate, or with a supervisor, Rebecca, or any of the board members. We're here for you, okay? It's just kind of a really smart policy, especially if there is a situation when somebody's being hostile. Sometimes our first instinct is to turn around, let them have it. You have no idea how much duct tape I have around my house because I have to shut my mouth a lot, all right? Because it's not worth it. Use your confidants, use your management, your peers, and your management. It looks better for an organization as a whole. Joyce is raising her hand. Joyce, I'm going to mute you, Chris, and I'm going to open it up for Joyce. I don't know how to do that. Joyce. Joyce, are you still there? I don't know how to talk to Joyce. Okay, I'm gonna have to, Joyce, put it in the chat if you see it. Okay. Oh, if you're playing an event, have somebody take a picture of you. Okay, we want you guys to be seen. You know, we want to be able to, even if you don't want to post it yourself, because sometimes we don't want to self-brag about what we're doing, send it to one of the other advocates and say, hey, will you post this? I'm playing over here. And that way we can brag about you. We can say, you know, WPA advocate, you know, Kim Scott's playing over at Borgata today. Let's cheer her on, or whatever. Or if you, I have a delivery. Okay, they left. Good. Anyway, if you have or if you see somebody who's playing that you know, patch them up and say, let me take your picture and post it on the website, or post it on the Facebook page or on Twitter or whatever. Like I said, we're going to get we're going to get the hashtag and all that other good stuff to put on from Tara, and she'll train you guys as to what to do, but start collecting that stuff. It's always fun. The more presence that we have in social media and on our website, which is coming to where we can start doing a lot of that stuff on our website on our own, and then we can take the post from the website and put it on the social media, because we always want to drive traffic back to our website. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I kind of think that kind of goes through everything that we wanted to scratch the surface on with everybody. Does anybody have any questions for me or for Rebecca? If you do, put your hand up or put it in the Facebook. I mean, on the chat part. Okay, Chris is raising your hand. I'm going to unmute you. No, I can't. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to make sure my hoodie is there. I think it's there. I think I remember that it's there, but I want to make sure it's there.
It is.
The hoodie
it
is here.
Let me just tell you,
So,
I cannot wait, because we are so out of the hoodie business.
I'm sure
Oh
that
my
you're
gosh.
sick of the hoodie business.
It was the job from hell, and it didn't help that our provider, the person
I'm
who's
sure.
doing our printing, misunderstood something that we told him. We wanted him to cancel a project that we were going to do, and he thought we were canceling everything. So our stuff sat on his desk for weeks. We didn't know. So when we contacted him and said, "Where's our shit?" They basically said, "What are you talking about?" So that's when the ball got rolling again. But the advocates will always get their hoodies through us, but all the membership and stuff, the Royal Flush members, all those people will get it from the fulfillment center that we are creating. Because really, merchandising is a whole business in itself, and it's too much for any one person or for us to really be involved in at this point. Maybe when we get to that point where we're so global and so big that we need to be our own fulfillment center, never know. Yes, then we'll do that. But it's really, we're looking into some fulfillment centers where we can just tell them what we want on there and people can just order it, and we don't have to touch it. It gets shipped to them, it gets everything, and it's awesome. So hoodies, you all should have your hoodies, or you should know that they are in the works if you don't have them already. Let us know if you don't. Liz, you've got a question? Let me unmute you.
I got it.
Go ahead.
I'm learning this sucker quickly. If we want a WPA t-shirt, do we have to order it from the site, or do you guys have those here where we don't have to pay for, or do we need to go that route?
I wish I had the answer for you. I know that there are a few left. I don't know what they are, but we are not going to be reprinting those. There is a t-shirt on the Amazon site, I think it is, but I want to make sure that they have the correct logo, because the regular logo on the dark shirt doesn't show up. It needs to be the logo that has the white piping around it so that it will show up. And I'm trying to think of who would be that person to ask. It's probably me, and I don't know the answer.
Oh, thanks. That's the only reason why I have not ordered the shirt, was because I was like, well, I'll order it when they probably got them here in stock, but if not, then I go online and order.
Okay, we have a gal, Peggy, who is our person on the board that handles like the hats and the ones that we have left from the initial order that we did. It's Peggy Carlson at WPA.
I have her as a friend.
Yeah, or you can reach her through the group. She knows, but give her a day because she's coming in. She had a family situation. She's out of town. She should be back in by the end of this week. And then you can ask her, or Kitty, because I think Kitty has the product in the meantime while they were doing the crossover. But I don't know what they have left. Ask Kitty first. She probably has the inventory.
So I either get a nightgown or a wife beater.
Huh?
On my shirt sizes, I either get a nightgown or one of those little crop tops.
Because they never had my size in. The size they had was a size bigger, and it was very large. So I was waiting for the next size when they were to come in, but the manufacturer never did get them in. So I never got.
Well, are we going to get more T-shirts? Maybe different ones?
Not from us. It'll come from the fulfillment center. Not from us, because we just don't have the personnel and the money to sit there and produce all this merchandise. So if we use a fulfillment center, they do it all, and they charge us, and they give us a little tiny bit off of each one, which was fine with me. You know what I mean? But
right.
But ask them about what they have, because I don't know what they have left.
Okay, I'll get with.
I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna make a note about the Amazon guy, because I can write him a note and ask him about the T-shirts to have the right logo on it. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'm only 10 minutes past our hour. That's not bad. All right, you guys. Literally, thank you all so very much for your time, for your dedication to the organization. And if you have any questions at all, that's what the WPA Advocate Facebook private group is for, is so that you can communicate and we can get information to you. Please be patient with us, especially me right now, because this is WSOP time, busiest time of the year. And with being responsible for the TDA Summit and the LIP stuff that I always have to do. Not have to do, I love it, of course. That's how I met most of you. And now with the WPA obligations, it might take a minute to get a response. So I guess that's it. And thank you so much for your time. Put your stuff down there. We will be giving you access to some of this Raise It Up stuff and all that goodness, so that you can start reaching out to the people who are in your circles of influence. Okay? All right. I think that's it. Thank you all. Have a good night. Have a good summer. And if you're not coming into town, let us know what's happening in your local communities. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys.